Yo guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the NDD Games YouTube channel. Today we're going to be showing you a 2022 Salamangreat deck profile. As you can see, we are adding the Adventurer engine into this deck. I think this engine can basically, you can go nib free, you can go your turn without getting Nibiru'd. They could obviously open two hand traps, stop your Adventure engine and Nibiru you. But if they have it, they have it. But this is a modern day sort of take of the deck. So the restriction for Adventurer says that we cannot use effects of normal summoned, or basically only use the effects of the special summon monsters. However, we're adding Flame Buffalo because he activates in the grave or when he leaves the field. So you can actually trigger this effect. We aren't playing that many Cybus monsters, but we're playing as many as we can really to facilitate a low deck count, so we see hand traps as well as engine. But yeah, I'll get straight into it, I suppose. So hand traps, we're playing 9, 3 Imperm, 3 Ash, 3 YuGiOh. I think these are the best generic ones to format. I wouldn't really change these. You could play Nib if you're going into an event that you expect a lot of combo. But yeah, I think these hand traps do the job. And then for the engine, Cyber / Salamangreat engine, play 3 Buffalo because it can play around the adventure stuff. 3 Parallel Exceed, it's just an extender, easy access code fodder, and you can make some spicy stuff in the extra deck, which we'll get onto in a minute. Playing 1 Gazelle because you can special summon a Gazelle and trigger its effects, you don't have to normal summon it. 2 Foxy, 2 Jag, 2 Spinny, and 1 Falco. As you can see, no pot of desires, but in the grind game, I'd like to have access to at least 2 Foxy, 2 Jag. Spinny is quite expendable, you can probably put 1 to 1. But I felt like having 2 could come up, especially if you banish 1 without using your Stalio, and if your hand's awkward, you might need the second one for follow-up. 1 Falco standard, and then obviously the Adventurer lineup, so 3 Enchantress, 1 Griffin Rider, and then the 3 Right, as well as the Foolish, because Foolish can send a Foxy, Jack, Falco, Spinny. You can send quite a few Salamangreat stuff, so pretty good card to add into the deck. And then obviously the Fateful Adventure and the Draco back. We're opting to play 3 Signet Mining still. I think this card is decent because you can pitch a Enchantress of it, which is super strong. And obviously the interaction where you pitch a Salamangreat and then trigger Gazelle is pretty strong. 2 Circle, like I said, no desires. I think the deck is absolutely fine without desires. You could play 1 of it, but I'd rather have just the Adventure engine and have access to all of it without the risk of banishing 1 Fateful Adventure or the Draco back. That would suck. Sanctuary, fine, brick. Only the 1 will. So initially when I play Salamangreat this format, you play more than 1 will. I like to play 2 of the Monster Reborn to play around hand traps like Nibiru, but 1's fine because you're playing around Nibiru anyway, because the Adventurer token engine gives you the option to negate it. So 1 will's fine. It's accessible because you can send it off Gazelle and then re-add it back with Wolf. And yeah, it's just a good card. I think 1's fine in this deck. We are playing 43 cards, so I don't want to add more and then risk us bricking on just like non-engine cards. So yeah, Corb of the Grave, just a good one of that can just win you a game, especially against Prank Kids. If they chain block and you have this set, you can just blow them out by negating the first normal summon effects. And then the 2 traps. You don't want to play any more than 1 because we are playing 43 cards, so I think the 1 of each is absolutely fine. Go for the extra deck. So we're playing Abyss Dweller and Tornado. So Abyss Dweller is just really good against the format in general, and then Tornado Dragon because it can actually hit Fateful Adventure, which is pretty good, as well as any other rogue back row deck that you might come up against. 1 Stalio, 1 access code, as well as the Update Jammer and the transcode. And then the rest is really standard. So 3 Baylink, 3 Wolf, and 2 Heatleo. For the side deck, so I'd always say whatever event you play in, build your side deck around the expected representation for that tournament. But this is a generic template you could use, is 3 Nib, 3 Lancia. These 2 hand traps are really broken, especially this format, but you have to pair them with like another hand trap for them to be good. So I thought side deck 1, side deck both of them, and then whichever matchup these are impactful against, if they're both impactful, you can add them both in and take out imperms, etc. So yeah, these hand traps are fine. Back row deck, hate is 3 Cosmic and Twin Twister. These have other applications, as well as outing the Cyclock with this, and this hits prank hits because they have to activate the fusion in the main phase. So standby phase doing this is insane. And then 3 anti-spell, because I love this card, this format. Not many people are playing it, but I think it's insane. It shuts off the right, it shuts off the Adventure Engine, Fusion Destiny if they hard draw it, loads of engine cards it shuts off. And if they have Droplet, this deck doesn't really matter, because if you get Droplet, like, it doesn't really matter. You're not putting up like a big board of monster negates, you're just doing Salamangreat stuff. So if you stop them for a turn, and then you're able to keep recurring back your resources, your traps, and blow them out that way, it's a pretty good deck. So yeah, Salamangreat 2022, let me know your guys' thoughts, and if you have any suggestions, let me know in the comments. Check out my socials as well and below. I do regular content on Twitch, streaming tournaments, doing deck profiles, playing Master Duel, all that good stuff. So thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.